What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition of Dream Firm Spotlight. My name is Tyler S. Clark, co-founder of Dream Firms, where we help you to add $100,000 or more to your firm in less than 365 days with your dream clients. And to help you to do that without charge, I want to make sure that you know how to price bookkeeping services for maximum profit. So what I want to do is paint the standard picture of how we normally price bookkeeping services, and then we're going to make sure to understand how to do it the right way, or more specifically, the most profitable way. So the standard route for the average bookkeeper is they get trained up in a very valuable skill. They realize that the market needs this. There's a tremendous shortage of good bookkeepers out there, in case you haven't noticed. And then they start taking a look and saying, well, now that I'm trained up, maybe I have worked and I was paid an hourly rate. And if I take a few clients on the side at my hourly rate, maybe a little above it, maybe a little bit below it, I can make some extra income. And so then we start on our hourly journey, whether it's through Upwork, Fiverr, through our friends and families, through poaching some clients from our firm. No shame one way or the other. I get it, it happens. And then all of a sudden we go full time. And then we go, I feel like I should be making more money. And you're right, you should be. So the question is, how do we transition from the hourly model to a different pricing model for bookkeepers that allows for more profitability? Well, this is what typically happens. So they go, oh, I've seen from other companies out there, I've seen the rumblings in the Facebook groups that I should do this thing called create 3 packages. Maybe even sign up for a pricing boot camp or with some like pricing gurus, maybe even watch some YouTube videos, and they say, you should have 3 packages because package number 1, a few people will pick. The one you really want in the middle, that's what most people are gonna pick. And then you have a couple people who pick the really high-end package, and you show them the package and you say, good luck, and you close your eyes and you hope they pick the one that you want. Doesn't actually work like that. But you're so excited to move away from an hourly model that you get really fired up about it, and you're like, yes, no more hourly. Fixed rates every single month, get paid on the first of the month, and I don't really have to worry too much about negotiating on anything. It's just you pick your package. And then time moves on and you realize that maybe that's not as good as it should be and that there's a better way to do it. And there is. So when you realize, and I'm going to teach you it in a second, when you realize that you're going to have a really hard time letting go of those 3 packages, you're going to be like, no, I worked so hard on these 3 packages. And I'm going to be like, you got to take those 3 packages out behind the shed, and you know what you got to do. Please believe me, you got to take them behind the shed and do what needs to be done. And you're going to cry the whole way, and then you're going to finish it. And then you're going to be like, on to the next thing that's significantly better to increase the profitability for my bookkeeping package. Here's how it works. Packages are actually worth developing. I think it is a worthwhile endeavor, but we're going about it all wrong. And the reason we're going about it all wrong is people are taking things from consumer products, right? Your Apple, your iPads, your menus on restaurants, and they're saying we should take that and we should transplant it into the professional service space like bookkeeping, and we should put these options in front of them. We should create a fake option or not a really valuable option, and then they'll pick the middle option. The problem with this is when you go to someone for a service, a professional service, what you're going to them for is advice. And not necessarily just advice, you're going to them for leadership. And so if I come to you for leadership, and you shirk the responsibility of leadership, and you say, you pick. I want you to pick between these 3. What the prospect is doing is they're going, none of these really necessarily exactly fit my needs. If I even know what my needs are, I came to you to help me to understand what I need, and you're telling me to just pick? I don't know what to pick right now. I have no idea. And so they either end up picking nothing, they pick the wrong thing, or they negotiate between the packages. And what ends up happening is the gains that you hope to get in terms of efficiency disappear, because now you're ending up creating all of these customized proposals anyway, because we're introducing complexity into the sales process. And so if you want to increase how you get paid for bookkeeping, the price you charge for bookkeeping services, you've got to have more control over the sales process, not less, okay? And here's how you do that. okay? How many people, and you can let me know in the comment section, right? How many people have agreed to a bookkeeping price only to realize, oh, I walked into a nightmare. Oh my, this hasn't been reconciled for months or years. Nothing adds up. Nothing ties out evenly. Everything is categorized incorrectly. I completely misquoted this, mischarged for this. What do I do now? And you're faced with 3 options, really. Each are very uncomfortable. Number one, and this is the worst one, and this is why most bookkeeping firms really suffer for their profitability, is they go, it's my fault. I should have caught it. So I won't say anything, I'll just do it. Sad, but very, 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 very common. Number 2, I have to go and talk to the client about this, and then we'll have to negotiate on how much they pay me, if they pay me anything at all. Or number 3, I lose the client. Those are the most common options. Now, what if I told you you could avoid that? You could have the client, all of those situations, you could avoid that. You could know exactly what it's going to need to be priced at so that it's profitable from day one. There are no hidden landmines. There's no scope creep. There are no problems. And on top of that, the client feels like the package that you present to them feels customized specifically to their needs, and they're excited to buy it. Do you think you'd convert more people at a higher price and not need to have that awkward moment when you realize, oh my God, I messed this up so bad. What am I supposed to do? Of course. And so this is how you price bookkeeping for max profits. Step number 1 in your sales process is you've got to embrace your inner Socrates, your inner Socrates. So Socrates was famous for saying the phrase, I know that I do not know. You don't know. You don't know what their QBO file looks like. You don't know how good their last bookkeeper was. You don't know. And here's the other thing. The business owner that you're talking to, they don't know either. They have no idea whether they're saying is true or not. Because if they knew enough about bookkeeping to validate something, they probably wouldn't need to talk to you all that much because they know bookkeeping that pretty well. But they don't. They think it's easy. It's not. Right? They think it's simple. It's not. So we have to completely do away with this notion of simple, easy, trust the business owner. I think I know. They think they know. Kumbaya. Forget that. You want to position yourself, whether you think of yourself as an advisor or not, it's irrelevant. You want to position yourself on the front end as a leader. And a leader says, we're going in this destination and we're going to follow my process to get us there. You want a clean set of books so that you can have a 7 or 8 figure exit in the future and attract investors and get good bank loans and know what your profit margins are and make good informed decisions with financial data. I know how to get you there. So we're going to go through my process. And my process starts with a paid service over a fixed period of time that allows me to get the insights into your business to give you a customized proposal and quote. It's a paid service. Most bookkeepers are doing a high level of work for free for every single person they talk to. You do the deep dive in the QBO file, you do all the work to create the proposal, and then you never hear back from them. Or you hear back from them and they go, I don't understand why it needs to be like this. Because they didn't go through the process with you. You didn't transfer the knowledge and education about why this is a good price for you, a profitable price for them, a profitable price for you, and a great deal for them. This is what a lot of people miss when they talk about pricing, accounting services, bookkeeping services. They think that everyone should just give them all the money. Obviously, that's not true. I'm being hyperbolic. They think they should get a ton of money, but they can't tie the money back to the value. They can't tie it back to the tangible result that the business owner is excited to get to. That comes from a well-structured sales process. That comes from explaining, educating why this is necessary. But here's the kicker, okay? If you go through a paid process with them, they're actually invested. Those who pay attention. If I'm just going to go through it with you on a free consultation, in one ear, out the other ear, yeah, okay, it's complicated, or yeah, okay, my other bookkeeper may have not been very good, or yeah, well, I'll give you access to my QBO file, then they don't give it to you, or they get confused in how to give accountant access, and blah, 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 all these problems come up. Whereas paid QB diagnostic, paid financial experience, paid deep dive into your finances, whatever you title that, you pay me X dollars, typically less than $3,000, to be able to go through this process. It doesn't include back work. It doesn't include this. It's just so that I can understand your exact situation and give you the proposal and quote that you need. Now, if I'm only doing bookkeeping, in all fairness, I'm probably pricing it below $1,500. Generally speaking, if I'm doing more of like accounting and tax, I'm pricing it below $3,000, but between $1,500. Bookkeeping, I'm in $500 to $1,500, generally speaking, on how well established you are, how good this offer is. And now you get paid to go through and explain the process with the client, and they're invested. And here's the thing. When we're in the professional service space and you're going to a client and you're saying, hey, you know what? I think we work together. I like you, you like me, you need my service, I can tell you need it. Let's get married, right? You're cute, I'm cute, let's get married. And the other person's like, I just met you. Like, I'm not so sure we should get married right now, because the idea of an accounting bookkeeping relationship is that this is for the long term. And not only is it for the long term, I'm letting you into the bed immediately, right? Like, come on in, let's see show me all the numbers, let's get started. So it's normal that people would be somewhat hesitant to agree to that before there's a little proof in the pudding, before there's a dating period that you prove how awesome you are. You prove that with a structured experience that is a one-time payment that allows you to eliminate scope creep, that allows you to establish that you were a trusted advisor, that allows you to do the deep dive into the QBO file and understand everything that's going on inside of that business. And now you've also built trust with that person so that when you propose to them, let's put that on, let's put that ring on, right? Like, let's make this official. Let's work together in the long term. You can also now quote the back work appropriately. You can go, look, this might come as a surprise, but the vast majority of this is completely wrong. I mean, I can just show you the number. Like, these two numbers are way off. And so we got to go back and figure out what's causing this. And you said you haven't had a bookkeeper since when? And that bookkeeper doesn't even look like they knew what they were doing. So here's how this works. We take this number, we multiply it by the number of months, and that allows us to cover the implementation of your, and don't call it bookkeeping, don't call it cleanup, don't try and give it some pizzazz, right? This is going to be your future-proof system that allows you to have excellent finances both now and in the future, because we can't just start from crap. We have to really rebuild everything from the ground up, give you an amazing financial structure. You can hear how much I believe in this, right? Amazing financial structure. And then from there, we keep adding on to it. We keep optimizing and maintaining it. So we've got our installation of the accounting system and everything that allows you to get future-proof as a one-time investment of $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, $5,000, whatever the appropriate amount is for the level of work. And if you need to know what appropriate amount is, just so that we can get into profit, you should not be selling any professional service for less than 3 to 5x the amount it costs you to deliver. I'm going to say that again. 3 to 5x the amount that it costs you to deliver. So if you know that your fixed cost, your hard cost to deliver a clean set of books is $20 an hour, the price that you charge to the client should be $100 an hour. Now, your time ideally will eventually be divulged or separated from the service delivery itself. In the beginning, you're probably closer to 2.5 to 3x what you would like to get paid. So as the business grows, you're able to lower the cost basis, and you don't even necessarily need to raise prices, because as you're pushing the work to qualified bookkeepers who are not the owner, they don't need to get paid at owner rates. And that allows you to create separation between you and other people, because you can command premium prices because you're walking them through a structured sales process. Plus, you can drive your costs down lower as you begin to create delegation and leverage away from you doing the actual books, and you move into a reviewer role, and then you move more into just purely a director role, and you'll eventually have a reviewer. And now the client is more than likely willing to agree, because they can pay for the larger period. You can break it out into an installment as well. So if you've got a big price, and I remember the first time I went through this process, I quoted a price for $15,000 for back work, and like my heart was like in my chest. Like literally I was like, so much money. It's really not that much money, but I was like, so much money. This guy was like doing an amazing job with painting, right? Like but he did no bookkeeping, none. And so I quoted him that price, and he's like, "Oh, I feel so good. That's totally fine." I knew a big price was coming, and I was like, he didn't negotiate. He didn't I was like, I was like, really? I was like, I mean, of course, yes, absolutely. We can get started right away, and we'll have everything cleaned up by this date, and we'll be moving forward with the implementation. And I think it was like $750 or $850 a month. And so, point being is, when you are able to really drill into this sales process of paid diagnostic, deliver a great result with the diagnostic, you walk them through the process, you then move into, cool, you've got the diagnostic, here's the, I don't want to use the cleanup word, here's the bulk of the work that needs to get redone because it's wrong. And then from there, this is the price moving forward. And if they have a hard time swallowing the pill of the $15,000 or $20,000 or $25,000 to restructure their finances from the ground up, you can break it into an installment. If you break it into an installment, it's always 50% down, balance over 90 days. Don't let it go longer than that. Just word from the wise, 50% down, balance over 90. And so you take the balance and then you just stack it on top of the first 3 months. So if it's $500 a month and the balance is, let's just say it's $5,000, I'll pick $6,000 to make the math easier. It's $2,000 per month on top of the $500. So it's $2,500, $2,500, $2,500, and then it results back to $500 a month after that. And that takes care of everything that we would need to do to get you into an amazing place with your finances. So that's it. Like, honestly, like, pricing should be simple. Once you know the process, quite frankly, it's easy. The key is, don't fall back into bad habits of like, here's my packages, I hope you picked the right one. Or it's like, I hope I don't get blindsided by an enormous amount of scope creep because I didn't take the time to get you invested in my expertise and simply make this the very first step to working with my bookkeeping firm. So that is how you price bookkeeping services. And just a high level summary, when you price any service, it's 3 to 5x the cost of delivery. Just get a good handle on your costs. You guys are bookkeepers, so this shouldn't be a hard thing to do. Number 2, nobody wants to pick from packages. They want to buy financial leadership. Be the leader. Let them know the first step in working with you is a diagnostic. And when you do the diagnostic, you get to establish the trust, bring them through the process, and then they're excited to agree to your entire proposal, the installation of the accounting system, the cleanup as it's more commonly known, and then the marriage piece where they go, cool, you did an amazing job on the diagnostic, you did an amazing job on taking care of everything that needed to get taken care of, that I knew needed to get taken care of. That's why I came to you in the first place. And now I'm excited to make sure that I never have to worry about this again because I've got someone I can trust in the long term. And that, of course, is going to be your regular monthly recurring revenue. And if you want a little extra tip, because you guys know Dream Firms likes to bring the bonus, there are not 12 months in the year. There are 13 months in the year. The Mayans and the Aztecs, they had it right. Forget the Christian calendar or whatever it's called. There are 13 months. So if you want to increase profitability, if you want to increase your revenue by 8% on existing clients, there's one lever that you can pull immediately. Move from monthly pricing to weekly pricing. Move from monthly pricing to weekly pricing. Because here's the thing. I work all all throughout the year. I don't work for just 12 out of the 13 months. You guys don't work for 12 out of, you work all year round. You're available all year round, generally speaking. And so when you do that, you should get paid for it. So moving to weekly pricing is another way to increase revenue and, by extension, generally speaking, increase profits, as long as you know how to price profitably, which I hope I helped you with. So that's what I've got for you today. Please go and crush it out there, the bookkeepers of the world. You deserve to get paid more. You just got to structure your sales process the right way, get paid on the front end, make sure that you don't underquote for the massive amount of work that needs to get done to bring someone current, and then make sure that you're getting paid the right amount moving forward for your monthly services, 3 to 5x at a minimum for the cost of delivery. My name is Tyler S. Clark. Thank you so much for your most precious resource. And remember, only you can create your dream firm, but we are here to help you every single step of the way. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you inside of Dream Firms Network.